I can feel a vibe, hustle on the ride. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. All she want is time, all she want is time.
Welcome back to Two Whistles Radio, where positivity is major. This is your host, Mr. Do the Most, Mr. Two Whistles himself, and this channel is powered by Two Whistles Spoken Show. Before we get into it, top of the night, top of the evening, top of the moon, top of another one, but nothing like the other one. If you're guessing, before we get into it, this is one of our first hosts traveling all the way from AZ, man. 15, 17 years in the trucking business. You know what I'm saying? A West Fresno, my favorite, one of our loveliest ones. Big bro, man. He's a life coach, a mentor, a leader, a pillar in our community, man. How you doing? How was the drive? How'd it go, man?
You know, I do what I do, man. You know, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yes. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. It's my brother from another mother. You know, it's been a long time coming, people, for this here. But hey, we finally here. You know, we chop it up all the time. You know, off the record, as they say. But we gonna do something for the people, bring something to y'all. Live and direct, you know, open our doors, share our word with you, you know, give a little introduction about myself as well as him, you know, on our journey. Quite similar, but not quite the same, you know, but we both in this thing, you know what I mean? Yes, sir. Yes, as you mentioned here, 17 years in the trucking game, from the streets of Fresno, 559, you know, I couldn't imagine my brother even here where he's at now, you know. And we got more to go, more growth to go, more roads to travel. You know, that's when you thought you traveled them all. Hey, there's one road you just haven't rode on yet. You know, so I like to be transparent. You don't need all this fancy lights, glitter and glam, bringing it right through your front door.
Yeah, like an envelope when you slide it in there, it just come through. You know, Granny had one when the mailman came, it just slid it in there, and you received it though. But we're seeing a lot of things out there in the universe today, these days, in the environments, cities and states that we travel to and been through. You know what I mean? And one of the greatest things about that is you gain that experience. You know what I'm saying? You gain that enlightenment. You know, and it really breeds consistency, which leads us to our topic tonight, is consistency. So, personally, that was one of the core values that I learned growing up, and it was instilled in me by my elders. Like, one thing about my family members, my grandmother and my mother and great uncle and great aunts was, they was consistent. Like, my grandmother used to wake up every morning, top of the clock, and be watering her grass. I'm talking about 4, 5 in the morning. Getting to it early. I'm talking about didn't miss a morning that she wasn't up watering her grass while everybody was still asleep. And then she would come back inside and prepare breakfast for the entire family. And she was consistent on that. You know what I'm saying? Can you share a little story of a consistent value that stuck with you?
Consistency. This will also lead to even to where we got to today. Even, you know, where I'm at today in the trucking industry, 17 years at it consistently. And I'm gonna break it down a little bit. Consistency, I also see as a lacking factor.
Okay.
In our environment, even with our people, with our youth. But our youth is lacking from consistency, but consistency of leadership.
That part right there.
I'm gonna say to be consistent is to be relevant. Something that's there all the time. Something that's there all the time. Like when you come in your house, a resource. You hit the switch. If you paid your bill, your light on. It's consistent. That electricity is consistently flowing through that circuit.
Stability.
So that's how we need to be with our goal seeking, our dream fulfilling. That's a difference now. That's another topic though. Dreams and goals. You know, because you dreaming, nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. But how can I bring this dream into reality? And one of the key steps, which is what a goal is having the steps necessary to achieve this dream. So one of the key steps is consistency. So along my journey, 17 years, it was ups and downs, it was ins and outs. You know, I've been in prison, then I served this country in other ways. I served the streets in other ways.
100%.
Consistently.
Consistently.
You know what I mean?
You and I both.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say it's a big, huge part in being successful and just accomplishing whatever you're after in life.
Mm-hmm. But you have to be consistent in your vision, your plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to write down these steps and how are you going to get to that ultimate goal that you're trying to achieve. And you're going to get there by being consistent. Another life goal was, or life experience rather, would be like, you know, high school, grade school, college, when you have a lot of things going on outside of those institutions, but within yourself, within myself, I made that decision, conscious decision to be consistent in pursuing and achieving my education. There's been moments when I had to stop and go and drop out and double back, but in my core, when you have that awakening and that alignment to realign your focus, I had to be consistent and stay in the path, staying on that journey and keep chipping away at attaining that goal. You know what I'm saying? And I fast forward the tape to today, I'm now in, you know, my work field, in the career field where you got to wake up every day and you got to get to it. Whether you feel good, you don't want to do it, you got to be consistent with waking up and pursuing today's task or tomorrow's task. And
So you're saying even if one is not feeling so great within themselves, they still should push forward then.
You have to.
Correct
You
me if I'm
have to.
wrong, you know what I mean? Okay.
you have to.
So no matter what, one should push forward to that goal because only you can stop that clock.
No.
You know, only you can stop you. So that's being non-consistent. Inconsistencies is another word. We're gonna have these words up for y'all in a minute. Though.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the message out here to y'all. Hope y'all following along. You don't try to get too deep and drown you, but I'm gonna soak you.
Yeah,
You know
just
what I
splash
mean?
them. Just splash them a little. Splash them a little bit about seeing someone and understanding someone is two different things. You can see someone and say, hey, I like what this man's doing. He's in the truck. He's been on the road 17 years. It looks good. It looks fun. Looks like he's making a lot of money, but you didn't get to 17 years by being inconsistent, if that makes sense.
It was times when I quit. There's times when I still want to quit. And then I say to myself, hey, what am I after? Did I achieve the goal? How far away am I? If I quit today right now, would that bring me accomplishments? No, it wouldn't. I become a quitter, a failure. Now, it's best to try a thing before you know a thing is not for you than to determine that it's not for you without even trying it.
Gathering that data.
Yes, that's right.
Gathering that data and gathering a sense of awareness and understanding on your personal development.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because we at top of year 10, Two Whistles, Clothing Co., right? And now as we get into the present moment, that came with being consistent. It was bigger than, oh, I wanted to sell clothes, I wanted to do something I saw and thought was cool. It was the sound of whistling 2 times of creating that acronym and that statement that just quickly spread through various parts of California.
Right.
So from that point, just really came into fruition of, we gotta work hard. You know what I'm saying? Intelligently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You like constantly striving to lead
Strategic.
everlasting success. Strategically with that consistency. So we're gonna get into a little deeper on the consistent note. Explain to the people a time of consistency out there on that road where you experiencing weather storms. And you have to bounce out that thing. You may have to put some snow chains on, veered off the road, the load about 500 pounds. How did you prevail through those experiences with understanding there was a bigger goal,
What does it for me, above all, is my spiritual connection with the higher power. If you don't have one, get you a higher power. I can't recommend what would be your higher power, but tap in with a higher source better than you. And I'm always protected by the gods and the universe while I'm out there. So I keep that connection, that relationship with my Heavenly Father. Always, God, always. So greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. So whenever I'm involved or faced with outwardly situations, greater is He that is within me. So I dig within. So whether you've been on the road 30 plus years, believe me, you get out there in these environments, you get out there in life in a tough situation, like they say, I'm on a rock and stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
It never gets old. You can never know it enough to just overcome it.
Yeah.
But you overcome it by being consistent, working at it, consistently working towards the goal, not giving up, seeking out the answers. So when you're faced with these obstacles, which are reoccurring, because it's not just a one-time deal.
No.
So like I say, 17 years on the road, I don't care if you're 30 years on the road, you get out here every winter season where you get out here in the summertime, you're still gonna face these obstacles because they're not always gonna be exactly identical, but it's gonna be a similar deal.
Yeah.
But through experience and consistency of not quitting and giving up, it gives one that fight inside. So that's what our people are lacking, that fight inside. I dropped something on the page about, I see a lot of men who are afraid to be men. And to me, and my take on this, is that the fear of being a man is the fear of being accountable and being
responsibility.
With
being
your
consistent.
position. So it's harder for me because it comes with a lot of accountability
100%.
to be a man.
100%.
So being a man is what I'm getting to, is facing adversity, facing problems, facing troubles, facing issues. Okay, I fell, bam, I hit the wall, boom, knocked myself out, bam, what do I do next time?
Get up.
Next time, get up for one, get up, try it again, but see where you went wrong at. It was a story, a parable about a guy who was taking a walk around the corner. He said he walked around the corner, he was distracted, but I'm not gonna say distracted, but let's say he was listening to his music, right? If you got your headphones on, I see this in the environment, you're not tapped in with the environment.
Not at all.
With your surroundings.
You're distracted.
He fell into a hole.
Yeah.
He got up and he figured it out, it was a hole there. He got out the hole, bypassed the hole, went around the block. Next day, same thing, bam, fell into the hole again. Twice he fell into the same hole. On this third day, he took the headphones off. That way he can tune in with his environment. He figured out the issue, why he kept falling into this hole. This hole can be people, places, and things, okay? And they come with a consistent distraction, consistently.
Or consistent value added.
Yeah, true.
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely. So if his goal was to get down the street and he keeps falling into this hole consistently with these distractions, then he had to change something to get different results, to get a different expected end. So different outcome. So that third day, he took the headphones off so he can tune in with his environment. That means I can receive what my brother's telling me. I can receive what my teacher's telling me, my sister, my mother. I have time to process this information. And now I can execute this. So if this hole is the problem and it's showing me consistently it will be my downfall, then why would I keep running to this hole and expecting different results? So it was a change made.
Adjustment.
An adjustment.
A healthy, positive change.
And for a better, healthier outcome. So,
And those are things that are called values, principles, standards that you apply to your life within the man or the she or the woman or the queen, within yourself, to know that I don't want to keep going around this road with these headphones in, not paying attention to my surroundings and my environment, and now I done slipped and fell. I done slipped in the hole, and I may have not got back up if I didn't have the willpower to do so.
Let me piggyback off of that though. What about when we fall in these holes, right? We fell. They didn't fall. He didn't push me. But the scenario you give is he did it, she did it. Something always happened to me. I don't even do nothing anyway. All I do is this, which should equal a great outcome. Well, let's start at the beginning. It's about you and it ends with you. So what did you do and what did you do to compete?
Which role did you
Yeah,
play?
what role did you play? What choices did you make? You know, are you still falling in that hole consistently? Are you still running back to those same people, places, and things and expecting a different result, which is called insanity? Okay, yeah. And that's a consistent deal. We're constantly living in a state of insanity because we're still performing the same, let's say, duties.
Bad practices.
Bad practices.
Yeah.
We say
Self-inflicted
bad practices.
wounds.
Self-inflicted
They contribute
wounds.
to that.
Self-inflicted. So this is something that helped me learn. I had a time where I wasn't accountable.
Right.
I wasn't responsible for my actions.
Same.
I tried to find an excuse or I lied my way out in a council of real consistent men. Okay, so when I made this mistake, I was set out front, in front of the panel. I was asked a series of questions, which only could have led to a true or false answer.
Okay.
If you give me steps 1 through 5, and it's guaranteed to work, I'll give you this playbook. Meaning you've done this play and it works every time consistently. It's a duplicate system, which means it produces the same results over and over. So today we give it to Jim Bob, but Jim Bob comes back and says he failed.
How? No accountability.
No accountability.
Self-awareness.
No self-awareness. No honesty.
Alignment.
Because if he needed help, he should have raised his hand and came back to the council and to his leaders, his guiders to get further instruction. So therefore he lacked and failed to do so on that end. Okay, and then the results were not the end results that were expected to be, brought forth. So he came with a lie to try to cover up, stating that he went through steps 1 through 5, and these are the results he got. Probably 1, 2, and then
Got the
5. Missed some stuff.
Yeah, missed 3 and 4.
Like Tim the Two-Man Taylor got all these extra parts I don't need. Right.
Extra fluff.
So we fell in these holes. I ran back to her. She kept doing me wrong. She did this, she did this, she did this. He did this to me, they did this. This is why I'm here. That's lack of accountability, lack of responsibility, and your awareness is not there. And then you're consistently inconsistently making excuses.
There you go.
Which produces poor fruit. So poor results. So when this person, Jim Bob, which is myself, we use these scenarios, to paint a picture. I felt inside that I'd be wrong my peers, my counsel, and I let them down. I showed myself to be not trustable. Lack of trustability,
teachable.
Teachable, but
coachable.
Not coachable as well.
Right.
Okay, I can teach you, but coaching you following through with the teachings.
Yeah.
I can put a whole lesson plan up here. I taught him, but he wasn't coachable.
That's when you got to seek to understand as to why
you failed.
Yeah.
Where did you go wrong at?
They might need to apply.
And that's another word, to apply these things, though. But to be accountable for one's actions, okay? Being responsible, which means I accept responsibility for my actions, meaning that I check and address self first. Self-check. I address self, and then I say, hey, you know what? You gave me steps 1 through 5. It didn't work out. Maybe I might have missed something.
Do you mind reiterating?
Don't lie.
Yeah.
Hey, I might have missed something, but that's the accountability. Oh, I don't want him to know. I'm gonna try to swindle and prep it up, but then you can't prep it up. Now it looks like you're gonna swindle me, or you will snake me. You'll go behind the back on me and try to cover your own ass. You know? That's not it. That's not being accountable. That doesn't bring true growth. You grow by being accountable and accepting responsibilities to your actions. So this is where the consistency word comes in at. I have to consistently practice this practice because I wanted to further develop myself. So that's a message I'm gonna give to the youth or anybody out there struggling with self-development. That's where the word consistency of the day fits in on that. Because you have to be consistently working at it. I have to not stop painting this picture until I get it done. I can't get frustrated and say, it's not done yet. Well, I got more work to do. So whether I take a break and come back
to it,
blow the whistle, you know what I'm saying? Hey, back time to production. Break time's over. Let's get back to it.
Hey. Get back to it. Don't get lost in the sauce. So as he mentioned, it's so easy to get lost in the sauce, especially when you don't have a sense of understanding of who you are, right? Somebody's giving you gems, you know what I'm saying? Nice, pretty, shiny gems on a blueprint of how you can succeed and excel as well, but you choose to be in a self-doubt, sabotage the blueprint. Oh, it ain't gonna work. Oh, they told me that's gonna take too long for me to do. I'm just going back to do what I'm used to doing, what I'm comfortable with doing, and that's when you become inconsistent with being consistent on achieving and accomplishing your goals, right? If you don't understand something, you have to ask a question. Have them reiterate what steps you need to take, or you may need to double back on to clear your path to get that clear state and a clear slate of groundedness, right? Stability. You think they built the Great Wall of China in one day?
No way.
It came over time, consistently each day building another block, another block, another block. May not even have nothing to mix that next day, but we had to go back to the river and mix these minerals and get these sand him down and get him right where he need to be to come back in the future and lay another brick, right? That's how you're gonna consistently lay and build your foundation, by putting in the work. It's on you. You can try to get the microwave success and then boom, you back on Fleasley, you back on flat because you wanted it quick. You didn't go through the hardships. You didn't go through the trials and tribulations to understand where you went wrong or what I could have done differently to ensure that this was a positive movement. This is a solid movement. I'm moving at a steady pace, not at their pace or being involved in a race. This thing is a movement, not a caption.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Meaning you made a conscious decision and agreement to be aligned with a vision that you foresee for yourself. When they told me I wasn't gonna be nothing, you're not gonna do it. People from your community don't make it out of here. People from your community become dead or in prison. You're not gonna finish high school. You're not gonna, let alone get a college degree, education, or even clear up the records of your past, whether it's expungements, exemptions, being able to travel the world with a passport. You have to figure those things out. They call these things these life tools nowadays. You can pick up your phone and ask it any question you may have.
Oh yeah, smartphone, smarter than the actual user.
Wow. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Reality.
Even YouTube asks YouTube, how do I do this? But it takes that awareness and self-consciousness to say, would you say the power within me is greater than
is he that is within me than he that is within the world.
So is the world gonna teach you who you is? Or are you gonna showcase to the world who you are? And that comes with time and knowledge, experience, exposure, being teachable, being coachable, really being in that present moment. So you're not walking around in a circle and doing a lap and following in that hole because you're distracted by people, places, and things in the outside world, in the realm of what your vision for yourself is not even in line with.
No.
You're gonna be in trucking business, doing what you're doing, but you over here at the barrel.
Hey. You kind of detour. You know, GPS was set on further, but somewhere along the way, it was, some other coordinates got into there.
Okay.
So how could these coordinates get within unless you open the door and let them in?
Right.
So then
they was knocking though.
They was
knocking.
All right, knocking.
Yeah.
So only I can open that door and let them in.
Okay.
When I knew I was supposed to have been set out on a straight and narrow, on a place of
procrastination. You maybe didn't want to go. Well, this was easier. That's where the excuse comes in at. Well, they asked me to come over here, but my vision already blueprinted and outlined for me to go over there.
Grounded. Now stand firm on your expected end, on your destiny, on what you're out to be seeking. And I believe it's, if you stay focused and redirect your focus is what you must do.
Realignment.
But once you realign it, though, you have to stay aligned.
Yes.
So
Nobody said it's gonna be easy though.
That's not gonna be easy.
No.
But you
You're
have
gonna
to
be
be
bored too.
dedicated.
You'll be bored, but I guarantee you the rewards and the benefits and the fruits of your labor outweighs that microwave success.
Yeah. I don't want nothing too quick. Anything come quick, I don't want it. From my women to money to, I like fast cars, but I like to build a project. At least I know where it started at and where the destiny holds that lies ahead for this project. So same thing with your life. If you just want to go from point A to Z, you didn't miss the whole story. You know what I'm saying? So where's the stability at? You went from A to Z. Ain't no stability. There's no determination in there. There's no type of true progress or consistency in there because you skipped all that. You just wanted to get from A to Z, start to finish, as they should say. The tortoise and the hare. The hare, everybody voted the hare gonna win. The rabbit gonna blow the doors off this this tortoise. Boom, fire, the gun goes off.
Yeah. He took off so
Jack
fast.
the gun, bam, pew, took off.
Yeah.
He didn't utilize all his fuel, all his energy in such a short time to get nowhere fast. Why slow and easy? Consistency. Steady. Stability. Progression. Grounded. Determination, not giving up. Consistency runs alongside with determination. Because when you lose the determination, there's another trickery. I can get you to be non-consistent. Because how can I be consistent unless I'm determined to be? Even when the going gets tough, the tough supposed to keep going. So when it gets tough, I don't want to go no more. I'm not determined anymore. I'm off distracted, and now I'm on a detour, and now I'm going down.
No, you're going backwards. Now you're at the bottom.
Zero.
So
You know what I mean?
that concludes our discussion today.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. Before you go, don't forget to hit that bell and shop our apparel. Big bro, King P, I appreciate you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Sharing some enlightenment, some gems, you know what I'm saying, with the Two Whistles Radio. And more is to come. More is to come.
Stay tuned, tap in, tell a friend. And hey, we are here to enlighten you. We are here to redirect you and align your focus in the right direction of true success within oneself. Heard it here first. I'm Mr. T Services, Truckers versus Land. See you next time.